In this video, I'm going to build a real internal task management app using AI tools, something a small team could actually use. It will have real users, task assignments, due dates, notifications, and basic permissions. I'm going to build the same app 3 times using Lovable, Bolt.new, and Zite. I'll use the same requirements for all of them. These 3 are great tools, no doubt, and all of them will look great in the first 5 minutes. But once you add real users, permissions, and notifications, there's actually only one that holds together as a finished internal tool. So I'll start with Lovable. I'm giving it a reasonably simple prompt. I'm asking for a task management app where users can log in, see tasks assigned to them, update status, and get notified when tasks are created, assigned, or approaching a due date. I'm also explicitly calling out basic roles, so admins can manage tasks and regular users can focus on execution. That prompt already implies a lot, right? If users can log in, authentication has to be real. If tasks are assigned, there needs to be a back-end data model tying users to tasks. If notifications exist, something has to react to state changes instead of just updating UI state. So the AI tools we're going to use in this video have quite the hurdles to conquer. Okay, so Lovable's biggest strength shows up immediately, which is speed. Within minutes, there's a clean interface with a task list, a create flow, and basic status fields. At this point, the app feels complete on the surface. I can create tasks, change statuses, and click through the interface without friction. If the goal were to validate an idea or show a quick internal demo, this would already be enough. The limitations show up as soon as I try to make the app behave like a real internal tool. The first friction point is authentication and permissions. Lovable can generate login flows, but once I want role-based behavior, like admins assigning tasks and regular users only seeing their own work, I'm forced to inspect the generated logic. I need to understand where auth state lives, how permissions are enforced, and what actually prevents unauthorized access. That means stepping into the code and taking ownership of it. The next issue is back-end logic. Notifications sound simple, but they depend on reliable triggers and state changes. When a task is assigned or a due date approaches, something needs to run in the background. In Lovable, that logic isn't visible as a system. It exists inside generated code, which means I'm either trusting it blindly or debugging it manually. The app still functions, but the nature of the work has changed. I'm no longer assembling an app, I'm maintaining one. I'm checking edge cases, reasoning about long-term behavior, and thinking about how this will hold up if someone else has to modify it later. This isn't a flaw in Lovable, it's the trade-off it makes. It's optimized for speed and flexibility, and it assumes the person using it is comfortable taking over once complexity increases. For this task management app, Lovable gives me a strong starting point, but turning it into a clean, deployable internal tool would mean doing more backend work than I want for this comparison. So instead of forcing it further, I move on to Bolt.new and rebuild the same app there. Okay, same thing like earlier, we're going to build the exact same task management app using the same prompt. Users, tasks, assignments, due dates, and notifications. Bolt feels different almost immediately. Instead of abstracting things away, it puts me much closer to the underlying code. From the start, I'm looking at real front-end components, back-end structure, and how data flows through the app. The initial scaffold is solid. I get a working front-end, a back-end setup, and clear separation between concerns. If you're familiar with modern web stacks, this feels predictable. You can see where logic lives, how components connect, and how requests are handled. Basic CRUD flows work well. Creating tasks, updating them, and rendering them in the UI is straightforward. I'm not boxed in, and I have full control over how the app behaves. That control shows its cost once I start treating this like a production system. Authentication works, but now I'm responsible for sessions, protected routes, and access control. Role-based permissions mean writing and maintaining conditional logic throughout the app. Notifications aren't a built-in concept, so I need background jobs or external services to handle things like assignment changes and due date reminders. None of this is difficult, but all of it is work I now own. At this point, the app functions, but it's clearly a developer-managed system. If I were handing this off to a team or a client, I need to document how things work, test edge cases carefully, and make sure future changes don't break existing behavior. That's the pattern emerging. With both Lovable and Bolt, you can build this app, but both tools assume you're comfortable taking responsibility for the full stack once the basics are in place. So instead of pushing this further, I switched to Zite. This one is built specifically for internal tools and business teams, and it approaches the same problem from a very different starting point. Again, I'll give it the same prompt. Internal task management, real users, assignments, due dates, and notifications. Alright, so this is what Zite has generated. The app has a great UI, the tasks is already viewable here, we can create tasks no problem as well. Looks pretty good. Let's take a look at what's happening behind the scene. What's immediately different is the starting point. Authentication, permissions, database, and hosting are already part of the platform, so I'm not thinking about how I'll wire things together later. I'm starting from something that already behaves like an internal system. Zite generates the app structure, but everything is visible. I can see the task table, the user table, and how assignments are represented. The relationships are explicit instead of hidden inside generated code. I can adjust the task schema if I'd like. Each task has a title, description, due date, status, and an assigned user. I can add fields or change relationships directly, and the rest of the app updates to reflect that. This behaves like a real database, not a form layer pretending to be one. Next, I look at authentication and permissions. User accounts and roles already exist, so I'm not building auth flows or protecting routes manually. I define who can view tasks, who can assign them, and who can edit them, and those rules apply consistently across the app. Backend logic is handled through visual workflows. When a task is assigned, I can see the exact steps that run. When a due date approaches, I can see what triggers the notification. The logic isn't implicit or hidden, and I don't have to remember how it was generated months later. That changes how debugging works. Instead of stepping through code, I can follow the workflow step by step and see where things happen. On the UI side, everything is editable visually. I can adjust layouts, tweak components, and control how data is displayed without breaking the underlying logic. It feels closer to working in a design tool, but it's still backed by real data and real rules. What stands out is that all of these pieces are connected by default. The database feeds the app triggers workflows update data and send notifications. There's no point where I have to stop and decide which external service to bolt on next. After a short setup, the app is usable. Users can log in, admins can assign tasks, users only see what they're supposed to see, status changes trigger logic, notifications fire when they should, without me maintaining a custom stack. This is the first time in the video where the app feels finished, not just functional. Zite isn't trying to replace developer tools or compete with platforms aimed at consumer SaaS. It's built for internal software, where the question isn't whether something can be built, but whether it can be used and maintained without constant intervention. For this task management app, that difference is what makes the build feel complete. Stepping back, this build made one thing very clear. Zite is playing a different game. It's not trying to be the fastest way to spit out a demo, and it's not positioning itself as a replacement for traditional developer tooling. It's built specifically for internal software, the kind teams rely on every day, like task managers, client portals, internal dashboards, and lightweight CRMs. That focus is why this build worked end-to-end in Zite. Authentication wasn't a separate concern I had to stitch together later. Permissions weren't scattered across files or hidden behind abstractions. Backend logic wasn't implicit or magical. Everything was visible, connected, and structured in a way that makes sense to the people who have to maintain it. If you're building operational software for a business or for clients, where clarity and long-term maintainability matter more than maximum flexibility, Zite handles this extremely well. If you want to try building something like this yourself, I'll leave a link to Zite below. You can start with a simple internal tool and grow it as your needs evolve. That's it for this video. Hopefully this gives you a clearer picture of how these tools actually differ once you move past demos and into real usage. If it helped, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.